Good afternoon, everybody. Kathy Arbor here. Watercolor Tuesday today. And we're going to be painting a tulip today. I do have a couple things I want to share with you, a book and some new paint brushes. And this is what we did last Thursday, in case you missed it. It was a prompt that was given from Dee Dee Willingham, and you can find her channel on here. And it was a lot of fun. This is actually a page out of a magazine, and I altered it by painting in windows, and I made this little ledge out here, and then I painted this pterodactyl taxi with a little guy on there laying on a pillow with some harnesses to stop him from falling off. But it was fun, so if you want to check that out, it's on my Thursday live stream for Mixed Media. Hey Michelle, good to see you. Hope you're having a great day. Last week we did these anemones. Now I haven't done any writing on these yet. It's a very busy time of year for me, being a gardener and having 8 yards of mulch to put on a garden, and it hasn't been very great weather-wise, so it hasn't been cooperating with me. Okay, Janet. Hi. So today we're going to be doing tulips. Now I do have only a couple tulips in my garden, mainly because the squirrels like them better than I do. And they usually, when the tulip buds are just about ready to come out, they go around and nip them all off. So there's no point in having tulips for me. But these ones seem to have survived, mainly because they're kind of surrounded with some alliums, and they have a onion smell. So I'm thinking that's probably why they haven't touched those yet. So I thought it would be nice to do these. And these ones are called Irene, and they're such a pretty color. They're orange, yellow, pink, and burgundy, and they're really pretty. And they've been in bloom for about probably almost 2 weeks so far, and it's because our weather has been so cold, so it's kind of stunted them from continuing their bloom, which is good. So I thought we could do those today. And before we start that, I would like to show you a few little things that I had gotten. And I think for the beginner is an excellent book to get. She has 3 of them out, and it's called Watercolor with Me. And this one, I believe, is her second one or her third one. Let me see. She has 3 out. One of the ocean or sea. I don't know if she has it in here. No. And also one that is the Amazon. And this is really nice. When I got it, I wasn't sure what it was going to be like. But she has a step out, and it's all watercolor paper, and it's fairly heavy duty watercolor paper. It feels like probably a 140. Close to it, in between 140 and 90 pound. And it's semi rough, so I thought this was great. She gives you all the supplies, the colors, and the sketch, and the finished product, and then step by step. I have that in the forest one. Oh, okay. Do you like it? How do you find the paper? So I thought this was really awesome. And this one's all about the forest, or this is the jungle one. And it's all animals, parrots. There's some plant life in here, lizards, panda bear, coconut. But it's nice that she gives you everything you need in each one. And they're not that difficult looking as far as the way she's done it. So it's just a very basic watercolor for your sketchbooks. Hey Nancy, Joan. So I thought that was awesome. And the watercolor paper, you haven't painted the book? I've transferred to my, oh, okay. So I thought maybe I'll try this one here just to see what the paper's like. And she also has out her new brushes. And they look to be, I haven't opened it yet, and they're synthetic, but they look like they have a really nice point on the, let's see. I'm going to cut this open. Hopefully, get this open. Am I going to have to order another book? Well, I don't know. We'll see. You may. I like the ocean one that she has too. It's kind of cool. So, let's see. It says to rinse them before you use them because they usually have some kind of a starch on them. And they were a really reasonable price. She does have a YouTube. Don't know if you can see that. youtube.com/thewonderfulforest. Let's take this. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of them. Has a squirrel monkey in it. Almost makes it. Yeah. It would. Irresistible to you. Let's see. She's got these. So I thought we could try these out, see what they're like, compare them. Hey Jilly. And for me, I didn't even know this. I didn't look to see where she was from. She just lives like an hour away from me. I thought, bonus, Canadian. She lives in cottage country. Now look at that beautiful, nice, sharp point. That's what I like in a brush, is a really nice point. Now she doesn't have any number. Oh, wait a minute, wrong. This is a number 10. It's very, very light, but let's wet this up here. And I'm going to wet this yellow green one here. And maybe a little bit of the red. Hey Dorothy. So I thought I'd try these out and see. Well, there was a stray one there, probably. Let's see what I think about them. They seem to have a nice spring to them. Oh, they're nice. They hold quite a bit of water. You can't beat the price. The price was really good. Now, I'm not sure if you can get these on Amazon or the website. She has her own website you can get her stuff on. And I believe that's where I got these. Hey Lena, good to see you. Yes, the paper's nice. Actually, very nice. So let's put this, I have it on a bit of an angle, but it holds quite a bit of water and pigment. I'm going to try the silver and see what the difference is. But I do like these. They do have a nice spring to it. They soak up good. Awesome. Okay, I'm going to try the silver, see what the difference is. Okay, the silver brush has less of a point. This is a number 8 though, and this is a number 10. So it's a little less of a point, not much, but the silver is much softer. This has a lot of spring and I think I like it better, believe it or not. Yeah, a lot softer. The black velvet silver, much softer than this one. I still do like these. Let's see. But they keep the point more. They do hold a lot of water. If you like to use the point of your brush, you probably really like these. If you're more of the heel of your brush type of person, you may like the silver better. It's hard to say. As far as this paper, it's a great book to start in. The watercolor paper is pretty good. So anyone that's starting out in watercolor, I think this book, all of her book series, I'm not sure if the other ones are the same paper. I'm assuming they would be. I don't have the other ones, but this one in particular is really nice. It does have a little bit of tooth, but I like that. The warping isn't too bad. Oh, they're on Amazon too? I'm not seeing the brush on Amazon. The brushes, yeah. Yeah, I figured their brushes, they just came out, but I really like them. And they're a really good price for 6 brushes. And a nice, nice handle too, not too long. And the it's a good range of sizes too. Very small, so thanks for putting that up there, Janet. So the smallest one, oh, well, I can see why. That's the smallest, so that's a number 2. Nice point. So I really like that for detail. Let's see. Yeah, very nice. You can get a really nice small line. Let's see on a different piece of paper here how they work. Yeah. So it works nice too, flat. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, take my top light off. So it is a really nice, but nice spring, and I like that. So great brushes. I'm glad I got those. So because they're synthetic, they're gonna last you probably a little bit longer. So that's good to know. Depending on how rough you are. So that's what they're called, Forest by Donna Fox. And that's the websites. So I'm glad I got those. I'm always looking for a really nice shaped brush. So these are great. This is a great book for beginners, guys. So no drawing, just painting. So everything's there for you. So what a great book to start off with. And it's good paper. So everything's there in a book. That's the book I have. I just thought I'd show you that. I'm glad I got them. So we can draw up some tulips. Now, I think I might try, tulips are a little easier as far as painting. Let's see. So I've got a big brush here. This is number 10. This is a Princeton Neptune, and they're fairly soft, but let's try this one. And I think I'm going to need, again, usually light to dark, so it's kind of a warm yellow. So I'm going to start off with that. So almost on your peachy side, I guess you could say. So I'm going to take this orange here, and I'm going to add some yellow. Get it a fairly nice warm shade. There. All right. Now I think I'm probably going to do 3 of them. So the big one, the smaller one, or maybe just these 3. So we're going to start off with the big one first so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm watering that, putting a lot of water in my brush, and I'm going to use the whole of my brush to start with. So just to make a nice big droplet. And then right here, I may as well do these guys too. So let's put one. So they're very easy to do. Just use your brush for the body. Paper towel. Oh, come on. Now we can add a little bit more orange to that. And now I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to put it down the center here. I'm going to leave the edges of it a little bit, and I'm going to let it bleed. It's still wet, but I'm going to let it bleed. Did Cass get those brushes on Amazon? No, I got them on her website, Jilly. It's Canadian. Yay! Okay, and then I can add, now I gotta remember this isn't watercolor paper. So I'm gonna dry that because I want to put a little bit of another color, but I don't want it to bleed out as much. Hey Nettie, what watercolors are you using? Watercolors I'm using are, let's see, I really got to make a swatch of these. I'm bad at swatching. Let's see, this one is Daniel Smith Pyrrole Orange. And the yellow, I'm not a swatcher. I just don't enjoy swatching. I don't know why. I just don't. I know all you guys love swatching. I don't know. I just want to get it to doing the painting. This one is core, hence a yellow medium. And the cores do not fade, so you got to keep that in mind. Loves watching and must do it in stuff. Yeah, I know you love swatching. I like the looks of it, but I don't know. I just can't seem to get. Maybe it's monotonous for me. I don't know. Okay, so we got a kind of a, because the sun's shining on that. Now I could put some colored pencil on here, and I think that's what I'm going to do. I like using colored pencil with watercolor. I'm a mixed media artist, so I'm not a purist in watercolor. You can do whatever you want, but I like to use the pencil crayons. So I'm going to put this kind of burgundy color, and I want it to be fairly, I don't want it to blend. If you can see the markings are very sharp. It's kind of a warm purple, I would say. So we could add, we have some blue here, wet up, and I'm going to take some of that orange and make a purple with that blue. It's kind of a brownish color. Let's see what we do. And in a way, it is kind of a brown purple. Here's some purple over here. I'll add to that. See what we get. There, that's a good color. So I've just added some of that dioxazine purple to this mix. So that kind of makes it a more on the brownish side, I would say, of purple. So let's see if we can use this. And this is when you can indicate how your petals are going. Oh, this doesn't have a, I'm going to use this small brush. It does have quite a bit of yeah, so you can get some very fine lines with this brush. That's nice. Because it's a little bit of a stiffer brush, it's great for detail. Well, this may not be exactly the way the markings are, but I'm just showing the essence of it, I guess you could say. So nobody's going to come out and say those aren't the correct markings. And then there's a little bit. I could use also pen to emphasize certain marks in this. There's a definite line that goes up there, and then this would be great for using for parrot tulips. So I'm just getting the essence of it. It's a great detail brush, that's for sure. Okay, now I'm going to take the whole of my brush and swipe up. Then bring it up like that. Just so that it's a little softer. These really are nice brushes, I must say. It's got my approval. Now I can add a little more purpley color to the bottom because it's darker on the bottom because of the shading. And just make sure you bring it up just slightly. In certain areas. And the stems are really, really dark, like almost a burgundy. And then as it gets closer to the bottom, they go more into a green. So what I would do here is use my green. So I'm probably gonna see some of this green here. And I'm just going to do the whole thing, so they're fairly thick. A little bit darker. Okay. And then there's some leaves. I can use a little bit of that Hooker's Green by M. Graham. And I'm just going to put a few in. I'm not going to put a lot in. And see, this one maybe. See, we have all these going one way, so I'm going to put one in the back here, I think. Something a little bit, change up my color a little bit. Sneak in there. Come out here. Okay, now we'll put some of that dark stem in. So the sun's kind of shining down this way, so the darkest side is on the right side. So I'll just take some more of that purple and add it. Some more purple here. And then just add it to the right side. I'll probably need more. Because the whole top of that stem is purple. No, I should have waited till this paint was wet or dry. But it can be loose too. This is where you kind of just play and learn. Kind of show where the stem's coming up. Bring it into the flower a little more on the bottom. Kathy, why don't you use a watercolor sketchbook? I could. I was just using up this book. I've been doing different watercolor sketches in here, and I just wanted to show everybody that's beginning too. It doesn't necessarily have to be watercolor paper. If it's just a lot of people do nature journaling or a garden journal, and it's just sketchbook paper. You can still watercolor on it. So I thought I'd just show people it doesn't have to be watercolor paper. You can use what you have. Now, it's a little easier if you're going to be doing a more detailed watercolor painting with a lot of layers, but these are just quick sketches for just documenting my garden. So it doesn't have to be. But definitely, if you want to really get into like a purist or multi-layered, more of an illustrative, botanical illustrations, yeah, use the watercolor paper. And just know that watercolor paper is kind of scarce right now too. People are having a problem getting it, and the prices are skyrocketing, and so why not use your sketchbook paper too? It still looks cool. I like it. All right. Now I'm going to dry that, and let me think. Yeah, I'll dry it first, and then I'm going to sketch on it. Yeah, and a lot of people use the, well, like you're doing, Janet. You're doing all kinds of things in your Beast journal that was just plain copy paper type, or even less than a copy paper, and a lot of people are doing those Hobonichi, documenting their day or whatever it is, and they're all starting to get into the watercolor and drawing and documenting, so yeah, it's fun. Okay, so there's the, it's not exactly the same, but it's close, and I'm happy with it. Now I'll probably show you on watercolor paper another time, more layers, more of a watercolor painting. Paint my day, that's it, yeah. Your favorite watercolor sketchbook is Canson XL, cheap and easy to find. Yeah, the XL, but I know the, was it B paper and Fabriano, they're all, like, even your mid-range priced watercolor is very hard to find now. And you know, you don't want to get too expensive when you're first starting out, because it's ridiculous the price of watercolor paper, in my opinion. I can see paying that if you're going to be doing, something you're going to frame. But for just practicing and painting and enjoying it as a hobby, or, this is a stress relief for me too. Just getting out into nature, being in the moment, and just getting involved in what you're doing. It's a stress reliever for me. Okay, so I can do it in a black, or I could do it in a sepia. I think I'll do sepia today. And this one, let's see, it's pretty small. And there's different colors of sepia also. Let's see what this one is. The microns are just a bit different color. So this is a micron, and it's a number 1 also. We'll see what we can do here. So I want to kind of, I'll bring you in a little so you see what I'm doing. And I want to just show the separation of the petals, basically. And then I'm going to take a, oh, that one's dried out, I think. Well, maybe not. Yeah, it's coming. It's a small one. There. Sometimes you have to get them going if you haven't used them in a while. So I'm just going to do some separations. Maybe a little bit of cross hatching, show that there's darker areas. And then I'm going to take a colored pencil and just add some highlights, and probably some other things on it. So just play. be a midline down here. I'm just gonna change that up a bit. And there's quite a bit of a shadow under here. So some cross hatching will do. You can put in as much as you want, depending on how dark you want it. A lot of times too, the pen work shows differences between how the leaves are crossing each other. You can put the different lines in the leaves, the stems, the veining, folds, that type of thing. Dark again up here. You get to learn what type of pen work you like. Maybe you only like a little bit, or maybe you'll like a lot of it. The Uni pen does not like writing on watercolor. Oh, really? Well, that's not good. Sandra. And we'll put one in here. I'm behind in my file folders, so Thursday, that's what I'm going to be doing, is my file folder. And actually, Zandra reminded me it's, was it Maymer or Mermay? Mermay a month. So I think I'm going to do a mermaid for my file folder. That'll be fun. So if you like mermaids, I'll be doing that on Thursday at 1 o'clock Eastern. If you want to join me, it'll be fun. Please keep Lena in your prayers. She really is hurting. Yes, I was talking to her on the weekend. I didn't know whether she wanted anyone to know. She is having a difficult time physically right now. So keep her in your prayers. Right. Okay, I think that's all I'm going to do as far as pen work right now. I could go back later. Now, I think I'm going to bring you out just a smidge. Oh, that's in. There. And I'm going to get some colored pencil, and I want some, let's see. Hey, Dot. Okay, so because the sun is shining on these, if you notice right there, it's almost a pinky color. And that's because of the sun shining on it. It's kind of a highlight, but it's not a real sharp highlight. So I'm going to take a pink. This one here. Does it have the color? Granite Rose it's called. And I'm just gonna, yeah, that's the big one. Put in some lines. Just to lighten that orange, just a smidgen, so it shows a little bit of that highlight on them. Doesn't have to be a lot. This one here. You have to pay attention to the way it's there's actual lines in the leaf, so you kind of have to follow those. And then I'm going to take a yellow something. Let's see. This is a canary yellow, and I'm just going to put some brighter yellow around the outer edge of where the petals are, just to brighten that up. Give a little bit more oomph just along the edge. And I'm going to go right over top of this orange too. And it just lightens the orange a little bit, but it brightens it. Just gives it a little bit of extra brightness to it. And I'm going to take, let's see, an orange, a little bit darker than what I got there, or even a, let me see what I got here, a cayenne. What's this one? Just says orange. And I'm going to put a little bit of the shading around these edges. And I can bring that into some of this too, into the dark, and it'll lighten parts of it. There is a little bit of light area right in here. Might even take some white. I think I might need it darker. Let's try this one here, just a bit. And blend it in with this orange. That works. Just showing a little bit of shadow. That might be in there. Okay, and then I'm going to take some white Posca. There's just a few real light, bright areas. And just at the very tips, just going to put a few highlights. This will also cover up some of that pen I just put on, but that's fine. Um, there. Hey Marion, good to see you. Let's do some green. I'm going to take this. It's kind of a olive green, and it's called olive. So I'm just going to give a few extra lines in the certain areas, darken a little around the lighter parts of the tulip here so it stands out a little bit more. Maybe that's the underside of the leaf. A little more shadow. Or mark that one, I didn't even mark it. So, this one I think. Mark this up a little bit, some more line. And then a little bit of that pink down the left side, just to show a little bit of a highlight on it. Might have to put a little bit more there. And there. There. Okay. Thanks, Z. Now, what we can do too is sometimes it's nice to block in your drawing instead of letting it have all this space around it. So I'll show you. Now you could do something very simple like this. I don't know if I have one in here or not. No, I'll show you. So you just, doesn't have to be around the entire edge. It could be just part and then put writing on the top, or I kind of like having a line being interrupted by this drawing. So we could have, say, let's see, a line coming down, and it can be dotted. Doesn't have to be a full line. Doesn't have to be straight. It kind of looks nice to dot stuff. Crisscross even. It's kind of, I don't know, I guess almost going into Zentangling. Since we're on that. You can make it as thick as you want, sketchy as you want. There's different ways of going about it. And then I'll just bring it out here. Now, what I can do also is take a wash and just do a wash within this. And that kind of looks nice too. So for a wash, I would want to probably do something fairly light and probably a complementary color. So complementary to orange is blue. So if I take a cerulean blue here, water it down a fairly good amount, and then just go and you don't even have to go around like close to your flowers. You could just leave a halo around it too. You can leave some open space of white. Make it a little darker on one part if you want. And let's let it dry. Yeah, I love using colored pencil, Marianne. Just because it's watercolor doesn't mean you can't put anything else on it. That's the way I look at it. Use what's convenient or makes the doing of it easier. I like that look myself, so do what's best for you. Play with it. This is how you find out whether things work or not. You never know. Just have to try stuff. And I think this line could be darker. So let's see what we got. If we have I don't know if I have a heavier one, but we could do it in paint. So let's get a brown. Here's a nice brown. I'll just add it to that blue, purpley blue that I had. And then just with a very, the tip of my brush, just dot. Okay. Dry that. And then I could take a dark brown colored pencil or whatever you have and shade one side of it, make it look like wood. Maybe it's twigs. This is how you get ideas. Just try stuff. Don't keep it so precious that you don't want to try anything. It's just paper. You can always make another one. That's why I like doing it in my sketchbook journals, because it's where I experiment. There. So just a bit of fun. Now what I'll probably put up here is Irene tulip or something like that, or just write about the tulip. And for you, you could write about maybe the squirrels digging them up, or what, when you see these, what memory do they bring to you? Just have fun with it. Keep a little record, and it gives you ideas for the future when you can come back to these and see what you did and how you learned. And you may not like some, and you'll know not to do that. And there'll be other things that you did that you forgot about and you want to add to your new pages in the future. So experiment, have some fun with it, go outside, sketch, and then bring it in, take a picture even. Bring it in and play with it and see what you can do with it. I'm going to write add purple to, there you go. That's right, you can have it. It's like the Society of Idea Collectors, right, Janet? This could be part of it. I love a book that has everything in it. So putting your ideas for collecting, you can put journaling. I love that because then I can see my whole year in one spot. Now that's just me. Other people like have everything separated, but I really enjoy looking through a book that's got everything in it. These are the same colors as mine were, now gone. Yeah, the tulips, I think these were called Irene, and most tulips don't last any more than 2 years. There are some you can get that are, I think the Darwin tulips are known to come up year after year, but they're never the same big bloom. They get smaller and far and few between. But it's nice to have a record of them. Now I do. And I can go back and say, oh, I remember those in my garden. This is why I got them. And for this particular one, this one I got because my mom's name is Irene. And that was the year she passed away. So I bought them. So that's it for today. So again, get out there and do some drawing. The weather's getting better. Today, I think, is the last cold day for here. Hooray! And then we're supposed to get warmer temperatures at night and no more freezing. I dig mine, separate them, and they come back for... Oh, really? So you wait till the leaves have died down and then you dig them up? That's so strange. I wonder why it is that if you dig them up, then they're better. So odd. All right, well, I'll let you guys go and have some fun in your sketchbook, watercolor, whatever you're doing. And we'll see you on Tuesday for mermaid. I'm going to do a mermaid painting. I might draw it up ahead of time so I can give you a downloadable drawing that you could paint along with. Yep, separate in fall, keep the newest bulbs. Oh, okay, that's interesting. I'll have to try that. Thanks, Janet, for letting me know. I'll write that down. All right. Have a good one, everyone, and enjoy the weekend. See you on Thursday at 1 Eastern. Bye for now.